What's up, guys? So I am on week 2 of creating content for my business. So I did my Monday video and I made an attempt to try to do some editing to try to edit it and make it look a little nicer. And it took way too long. So I am not going to really be able to edit videos, at least not at this point. I'm going to focus really on making content and then just trying to kind of talk through it, and hopefully the content is valuable enough for you guys and anyone else who you want to share it with. That might be helpful. So I went on and I tried to use an app on my phone, and then I went on the computer. And the truth of it is, if I'm going to be creating content on a regular basis where I'm looking to do long form content, and when I say long form, I'm talking like 5 to 10 minutes. I really would like to do true long form, which is going to be more like along the lines of like a podcast, which I'm working towards. But for now, I'd like to make some content that's going to be a little bit sort of like not quite long form, but longer than the shorts that I do. So I've been able to do pretty consistently about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 shorts per day. This is focusing primarily on weekdays. I haven't really gotten into weekends just yet, but I think I'm going to start doing that as well. But with regard to my longer form video content, I put out some videos last week and I try to put together a format to make it all work. And what I found is that doing the actual editing of that, it just took too long. I was there. Yes, I actually started editing Monday. I got through yesterday, and I still don't have really a finished product. Honestly, what I have right now is finished enough that I'm going to go ahead and post it, but I'm posting it late. So I'm going to have to do a makeup day because I didn't even get a chance to do a video yesterday. So that's a problem. I really want to keep consistency with content on a regular basis. My goal is to have a 5 to 10 minute piece or more. It could be a little bit longer than that, but something close to 10 minutes every day, every work day. So it's going to be Monday through Friday. I want to have at least one piece of content Monday through Friday. That theoretically, let's say I do 50 weeks of that. That would be 50 times 5. So that's 250 pieces of content that I can get done in a year, let's say. So I was watching other content creators, and they said that really, once they got to like 300-ish videos, then they really started getting a lot of traction. So if I'm going to front load that with content, I need to work on creating content as often as possible. And right now my goal is to do one a day, Monday through Friday. So that would give me 5 pieces of content a week, like longer form pieces of content a week, so that I can have that on my YouTube channel and hopefully provide some value. So one thing that I'm running into now, because I don't have a full team of people, I don't have someone who's committed or dedicated to just doing my content editing or anything like that. It's just me, right? Putting together most of this content. I'm able to leverage some things from my team, but my team does really residential, so there's not a lot that I'm able to leverage from them other than some of the systems in place, which is more business oriented, not necessarily marketing oriented. So in order for me to be able to continue to put together this kind of content, I'm going to have to go with no editing for now, just so that I can ensure that I'm actually getting that content out there. And I know that that's not going to be ideal, because I know that if I can edit it, I can kind of cut out the junky stuff and the uhs and the ahs and the stuff where I'm kind of fumbling through words. But for the sake of making sure I have enough content out there consistently, I'm going to have to just kind of press record and rock on, kind of what you're seeing right now. So I'm not going to be doing any edits for any future content pieces until further notice. once I get to a point where I feel like this is really getting some traction and I can afford to bring someone on, I may consider doing like maybe a virtual assistant that might be able to do some of that, or maybe even bringing on like an assistant for my business, and part of their role is to kind of do some of the content editing. So that's a work in progress. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling with what I have. Luckily, I'm pretty decent at kind of talking on the fly. So hopefully you guys are actually enjoying some of this content that I have here. All right, so today's content, really my goal for today's content, because I did put together a format for what I wanted to talk about this week. I just wanted to bring this element to your attention primarily because I know that there is, it's important for me to do content on a regular basis, and because I missed a day, I wanted to share with you that challenge, right? So I did have something else that I wanted to talk about today, and I was thinking about actually talking about it, but quite honestly, now that we're here, I think this is a good learning experience for me to just share. So my goal from the very beginning has been, when I say the beginning, I'd say like 2 weeks ago, I basically affirmed for myself that I really wanted to go full in on social media marketing, organic content, and content that's going to be ultimately useful, right? I'm not great at writing. I'm decent at writing. I think it just takes me a long time to put writing together. I'm much better at video because I can kind of talk my thoughts out loud, and I for the most part, I'm half decent at it. So anyways, my goal was to create anywhere from 2 to 4 pieces of short form content every day, and to share that, on every platform that I thought would be reasonable. So far, I have TikTok, where I'm sharing on TikTok. I'm sharing on Instagram, primarily Reels. I am sharing on LinkedIn. I am sharing on YouTube Shorts primarily, and then of course this video will be on my just regular YouTube channel. And then I'm also sharing, I feel like there's one more that I'm missing. Facebook. On Facebook Reels. So I was actually watching a video on YouTube with Gary Vee. As a matter of fact, I follow some of his content. He's got some really great stuff. Obviously, he creates a ton of content, and he was talking about now that while Facebook, he hasn't talked about Facebook for a long time because it really hasn't been advantageous from the standpoint of being able to capture attention on Facebook, because it was just so oversaturated and a lot of people weren't really actively using it the same way anymore, and the way the algorithm was working and blah, blah, blah. He did mention, which I found interesting, that Facebook Reels, now that they've introduced Reels into that platform, that Facebook Reels is actually performing quite well. So if you are a business owner and you're looking for some platforms to be able to put on the traditional, like the short form videos of like Reels, TikTok, all that stuff, those are performing really well. But specifically for the sake of either chatting with other businesses, LinkedIn is really getting a lot of traction, and Facebook Reels is doing really well. Instagram apparently is not doing really great in terms of exposure. The way that they've adjusted the algorithm on Instagram apparently is not doing really well. So I don't have any data to back that up. That's something that Gary Vee was talking about, and I found that to be really interesting. But he did mention that TikTok still is doing pretty well. It is obviously becoming a much more popular platform, and more people are creating on the platform, and I'm trying to utilize it as best as I can. One of the things he talked about, which I still need to implement, is the green screen function for TikTok, for example, is really getting a lot of extra leverage because the algorithm is promoting the new feature of the green screen. So they like to promote their new features. That's one of the new features that they're promoting. So if you do something with a green screen behind it, then behind you, for example, then your video is about 4 to 5 times more likely to be seen is more likely to be seen by 4 to 5 times more people than if you just did a regular, selfie style, short, on TikTok. So I'm trying to leverage that as much as I can, trying to pay attention to how all of that is behaving and leveraging those elements. I'm really focused a lot on just the Reels. I'm not really posting on Instagram with your traditional posts. I'm not really doing stories, any of that stuff. I want to start implementing that, but I want to kind of get a habit of doing the shorts and the Reels and the TikToks and all that stuff. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm focusing heavily on creating a 1-minute video that I know can go on all platforms. I think that's primarily because of Shorts. I think YouTube Shorts only allows for 60 seconds. All of the rest of the platforms have a little more flexibility where you can do slightly longer, slightly shorter. So I figure if I can do a 60-second video, I can put them on all platforms, and then I can just kind of change the commentary on each platform where necessary, if necessary, as it relates to the platform. So obviously TikTok is a younger demographic, so I might use language that might be more towards that, while Facebook Reels is an older demographic, so I might change and then, LinkedIn is a business demographic, so the language is going to be slightly different there. So, but it would be ultimately the same video going to each of those platforms. So that's been really good. I have already gotten some questions about, the stuff that I talk about, which is commercial real estate. And so that's great. I've gotten a couple of appointments from that. Nothing has really turned into real business, but I just started 2 weeks ago, and that's good. I mean, that return is pretty awesome considering that I started 2 weeks ago, and I've already gotten a few questions that people are asking me about as it relates to commercial real estate. And I got one appointment where I spoke to somebody about, a multifamily deal. So I don't know if that's going to go anywhere. But you never know how these things are going to play out. Anyways, I wanted to kind of share with you just some of the quick and fast challenges that I'm running into as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, in terms of my business. I'm hoping that this is going to be helpful for you guys if you guys are also starting your business. Keep in mind that I'm not making any claims to like how amazing I am at anything. I'm literally documenting my process and just sharing with you what that process is looking like. And this is not really a, hey, learn about commercial channel, though I will probably have some of those videos as well. This is really a documentation opportunity for me to document how my business is going and just kind of share with you what my experience is. And then, of course, I would love to hear your comments on anything that you guys are experiencing as it relates to this particular topic that we're talking about that I'm sharing with you today, or any other topics that I've shared with you, or any other recommendations that you may have. Because honestly, I'm open to that. Like I said, I'm not some guru to tell you how to do your business. I'm just here to document mine, and I can give you my experience and what it is that I'm seeing. So I guess the big thing, the big takeaway from this is that if you're going to be doing a ton of content, like what I'm focusing on, right, just creating a ton of content, then then focus on just making the content and don't worry about like how it looks or the edits or anything like that. The shorts are a little easier to edit, but for longer form, it just took me too long. And I'm pretty tech savvy, so I don't want to be spending 3 hours to put together a video when it took me 15 minutes to record it. So if I can just take my 10 to 15 minutes to record the video and then put it on YouTube and then be out, that'd be great. Once I get someone who can actually do the actual edits, that would be even better. But for now, I just want to make sure that I get the content out and share what my experience is so that you guys can look at it and take part. So hopefully as time progresses, my videos will get better and sharper and cleaner with better edits and all that good stuff. Until then, I'm just going to be talking like I'm talking right now. So listen, if you like what you're hearing, please like, please share. Make sure you comment in the bottom. That'd be awesome. Also subscribe, because that also helps with the algorithm. There's that little bell somewhere. I'm not sure which side of that is, but if you want to know when my next videos are coming up, you can click on that bell and that'll let you know. So anyways, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.